Hey, what's going on, everybody? Thank you for tuning in to episode 7 of the Festival Tales podcast. We're excited for this one. Lucky number 7. If you guys can please write us a review, subscribe to the podcast, and submit your festival stories to the forum for us to read them anonymously. We've got that link for you guys in both of our social media bios, as well as will be in the podcast description. So feel free to click it, submit your stories. Want to hear all the crazy, funny, lovable, and best memory stories you have, because that's what makes festivals that great. And we want to share those. Anything else I missed? Anything else good? Everything else good?
No, that all sounds good.
All right, so I can jump into this read. It's a little bit of a shorter read today, but I'm sure we can talk a lot about it. Here we go. Okay. EDC Orlando 2019. I went to my first festival in America with 25 other strangers from Twitter. And you're from Canada. That's pretty dope, actually. It's pretty cool. I could honestly say to this day that has been the best experience of my life leading up to the festival. I was dealing with a lot of stuff and just had many anxiety attacks, overthinking a bunch of stuff. I'm just super glad the universe brought us all together, and to this day, we keep in touch as much as possible. The people I met on that weekend have played a huge impact in my life and made me realize life is made out of small things like this. The vibes were astronomical. That's the read. That is, for starters, that's so cool that just 25 random people. First off, pre-COVID, because think about that now. I'm thinking about it. I'm like, dang, we used to do that. That's crazy. To just get 20 people together and hey, let's all just pile in this Airbnb and just hang out and have a good time. I'm also curious, is this the house with from what I remember, kid Richie or something on from Twitter did something like this where he had a big house and but he did a big house with a bunch of people and they did the party bus and stuff like that in Orlando, because I remember I almost did that with them because I wasn't sure what I was doing for my plans. But that's could be this what we're talking about here, which is cool. I mean, I think that's still cool as fuck. I think that just sometimes you just go out there and just hope for the best.
Put yourself out there
and meet people. I can be honest with you, one of the best festivals I've been to was like that. I was going, I really only knew one person well, and the other people I had met one of them at a festival. I had a class with one of them and we just kind of got along and we were both going. It was let's just go. And then we had 3 other kids that were friends of the other friends that were hey, we're gonna come. One kid came from Radiate, we didn't even know him, and we all just hung out that weekend and we had the funnest time. And we just the same thing, we just stick together to this day. We always talk about how fun it was. We meet up at festivals. It's it's a big thing for us. And we'll make sure of we'll all room together at certain festivals and all meet up and hang for 2 or 3 sets, and then we go back to our groups. It's like a family, the second family that we have. The Buku boys, if you hear me, let's go.
Shout out
the Buku boys.
That's so
obviously
fun.
Yeah, we went to Buku, but anyways, I think it's awesome. That's that gets me excited. That's what again it might be scary to do that stuff and you don't know how it's gonna go. I can remember thinking that I don't know how this is gonna go, and then but at the end of the day, everyone's just there to have fun and have a good time. So you're kind of all on that. You're kind of very much all on the same page. You're all okay, we took this entire weekend off to come, to a town that we don't live at, and we're going to a festival that we don't normally go to. So we're all here to have fun, and that's the basis of it. And then from there, you can just start going. I know with us at Buku, so we were all in New Orleans, and we all got there purposely a day early. We're let's get there a day early, and we're all gonna go out. We're just gonna go to Bourbon Street and all drink. Either we click or we don't. Something's gonna happen or not. And sure enough, we all went out, and it was a fun time, just getting drunk and walking bourbon and laughing, and that was a fun night. Next day we woke up are you guys ready for day one? Let's go day one. And then day one, and we all were hanging. And we were just a close knit group from day one, the first time we met, and yeah, it was a good time. I can't complain.
Yeah, that's awesome.
Definitely recommend. Sorry, go ahead.
Oh no, you finish your thought.
Just going on a rant here. Sorry, guys. Yeah, definitely recommend if you are to do that with random people and you're not sure about things, like try to coordinate it where you can go a day early, because I mean, guarantee you, unless it's a camping festival and there's nowhere to go around there, but like most city festivals, you guys could all go out somewhere. And obviously if you're nervous, sometimes people are nervous. I wasn't nervous meeting everybody, but like sometimes people do. A few drinks in, you're probably gonna start talking. Like you're just probably gonna start vibing and blah 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 and having a good time and talking about how you got there and stuff like that. So
yeah, that's awesome. Thanks for coming to Jacob's TED Talk today, everyone.
It's just me today. I'm only the one talking on the podcast.
No, it's funny. I actually, when I first moved to Texas, I went to a couple of things by myself, but like met up with people there. So that was my first time living out of state and moving out of state from Arizona, which is like where I fell in love with the EDM and the rave scene and everything. So it was kind of like out of my comfort zone. And I'm an only child, so I've always had this mentality where I go into fight or flight mode when I'm in new situations to make friends, because I don't have siblings. I've never had siblings. So I always had to put myself out there. So that's why a lot of people are always surprised to know I'm like a lot more introverted than I come off. It's because like I have to like forcibly put myself out there, because I see that as a way of like making friends and like figuring it all out, you know? So I moved out to Texas and I used Radiate when I first moved out to Texas a lot, actually. And I put that I was going to ACL and Something Wicked, which is now Freaky Deaky, but it was called Something Wicked back then. And so I had tickets to weekend 2 of ACL, and I like found people that way on social media, on Radiate, that were going, that I could like meet up with or whatever. And then I'd also become friends with people that were going weekend 1. So I did go weekend 1 with those people, but weekend 2 was like my first time going completely alone. But then I like got to meet up with so many people, and it was really cool, just like, 1, being in charge of my own time, but then 2, like being able to like meet other people and kind of get connected with people that way. But Something Wicked, I would say, was like more out of my comfort zone, because ACL is like right in where I live. So I didn't have to travel anywhere. I got to go home to my bed. Like it wasn't anything crazy. Whereas Something Wicked, like I drove out by myself to Something Wicked, but I met up with people from Radiate, and a group of them ended up staying in the same hotel as me that second night, I think it was, because they only went the second day. But what I had done before, and it's like how Jacob recommended, like go a day before. Another thing that you can also do is like maybe a couple days before leading up, or like a week before, like if you live in the same area, or a lot of people live in the same area that are going to attend the festival. Like I had some girls over, and like we made candy, and we just like made bracelets and like got to talking. And like I don't remember any of the other people that came, but one of the girls that came, Brenda, like I'm still friends with. This was like 3 years ago, and her and I are like really good friends. So it helps to like have those things where you can like break the ice, you know,
exactly,
with everyone, and get the flow of like the group and everything. And then I went to Something Wicked and had an awesome time, and it was definitely different because I'm so used to being with my rave fam of like 50.
Oh my
so
gosh,
going
that's deep.
Yeah, we roll deep in Arizona.
We roll deep.
Yeah, so in Texas it was definitely a change of pace, but it was super nice. And so you never know, like if you put yourself out there, like I could have easily been like, no, like I'm not gonna go to this festival by myself, like I'm just gonna stay home. But like doing that and getting myself out of my comfort zone, definitely like don't regret it at all, because I'd also just started Vibe with Ade, so it was also helpful to start getting that content and everything.
Right.
And now those people I still talk to this day. So definitely recommend trying something out like that, because you just never know like what's going to happen, the people you can meet and everything like that.
Yeah, I definitely want to reiterate the fact that like if you are in the future when festivals restart and all that, and you're a little nervous about trying to do that and rooming with random people, like keep that in mind. Like I was saying, is like when you go to this, like you're all on the same, you are really all on the same like vibe. Like you're here for the music, you're here to have a fun weekend. Like that's what I would keep in the back of your head. It's like don't necessarily focus on like the, oh my gosh, what is this or this or this. Like literally just focus on the fact that like you guys are literally all here for the same reason. Like you're here to have fun and enjoy your music, enjoy the festival weekend. Like so it's definitely gonna make it a lot easier, and it definitely makes the vibes like flow a lot easier when you look at it that way, because it's like, who's gonna be here and be all like pissy and mad? Like really, like is that like you spent all this money to be mad? Like no, like no one is. So like it's, it's understandable. Something I do want to talk about in here, I think that's a cool topic, because I know other people that deal with it, and maybe you do as well. But like she mentioned having like anxiety attacks and overthinking stuff. Now I don't know if she meant it as in she was just having it in general, or if she just meant it like the pre-festival jitters. Because I've had some. Sure, others have. Like it's. I actually do know people that have it pretty bad, where they just get like quiet and they're like, oh my god, like, oh my god. And they get to the festival and they're fine, but it's like they have, for some reason throughout the whole day before, they're like very like nervous and I don't know. Do you ever experience that or have anybody with that?
Oh yeah, that's me.
That's you. It's you. Okay, there you go.
Yeah, it's me. I definitely get really bad pre-festival anxiety, but then I know like once I get there, I'm fine.
Mm-hmm.
But I definitely, and a lot of people don't know this because I keep it very well masked. Like I have like the hidden anxiety, I feel like, when it comes to that, or inside I'm like freaking out and being like, I hope we're on time, I hope things don't go wrong, I hope everything's okay, like all that stuff.
Yeah.
But one of the things that I've really worked on is and Babs reminded me of this, is like think of everything that can go right as opposed to what can go wrong, because I'm very used to thinking like, oh, what if like we're stuck in traffic and like or Uber's late or like all this stuff, or like what if like my outfit's uncomfortable or like have a wardrobe malfunction. But like if I think
so
about
much different for girls and guys for sure.
Yeah, I know.
Like girls have so much more to worry about with your, like you just said outfits, and I literally in my head I was like, I don't ever worry about outfits. But like in your, like you guys, you girls I should say, like you do, like you I mean I've with my past girlfriend and like all her friends, like that's the majority of the reason why we were waiting. Like no offense, but like that's like and to each his own. Like they had so much to get ready, like makeup, make sure the outfit looked good, make sure the makeup looked good with the outfit, make sure the right glitter, make sure they got the hair braided the way we want it, and like it's crazy that y'all. Well, yeah, we got the photos over there, but I'm the photographer of the group, so I'm like, come on, we're getting photos there. We're not doing this. Hit the house. Like, let's go. Like, but other than that, like, yeah, it's so much more that girls have to deal with getting ready wise, and that might be why. Now that I'm thinking about it, most of the people I know that have the pre-anxiety is like the girls, because they're having so much to like get ready and get done. And now I'm over here and I'm like, I'm put my shorts on.
Yeah.
Do I want to wear a shirt today? Maybe I won't wear a shirt today.
Like I have all of that of like being the girl, but then also like naturally being the leader and the planner of the group as well. Okay. So I'm also trying to like manage like, okay, like everyone needs to be ready at this time, and like we all need to like order our Ubers or like whatever our transportation situation is. Like, right. I think that's why I like camping festivals so much, because you get rid of that schedule altogether and you're just like, all you have to do is walk to the festival. Like you don't have to worry about Ubers or traffic or anything like that. Which I think I prefer, because then I don't have to worry about that. It's nice. As much,
the only issue with camping festivals is like when people can't get their act together that are there. I don't know if you know what I'm referring. Like you could like want to go to a certain set, and I'll be like, all right, everybody, we're gonna, everyone wants to go at 4:30, and then someone like doesn't get like at 3:45, they're like just starting. You're like, okay, I know we told you, like we're going. Like that's how I at least at camping festivals, because it's like you can't get too lost. Like at a camping festival, at least sort of kind of like, or at least you have a meetup point, but that's like where they know to go. Usually after day one, they know where to go, and usually day 2 or 3 where people start getting like lazier, like they just slowly get there later and later. And so like we would just tell people like, we're going to see this artist at 4:30, and if you're not ready, we'll just meet you at the the next stage at this place. Like I don't know. At least that's how my group handles it. Some people might wait. We did wait one year, and that was just like, we were just like, we're missing people we want to see. Like we paid for this too, or we're not gonna wait anymore.
Yeah. I don't like waiting on people after I've given them the time, but then I also I personally don't like to feel like people are waiting on me. So I don't always like that either. Like I hate that.
I don't like that feeling.
I never want people waiting on me. Oh my gosh.
I remember that at EDC Las Vegas, we had like, there was just somebody we were waiting on every time, and it was the same person. I don't want to like, it was the same person, and like by the end of it, we were like, if you're not, like, we finally just like, at day 3, it was like, we want to be there by this time. Like if you're not ready, like we're like, we were just over it. You're tired, I hate to say that, but like we were like, we will be leaving at 4. Like if you're not there, good luck. Like we're sorry, but like like we love you, but like we don't want to miss this. And
Yeah.
they got it together, but like at the same time, like you don't want it. At least for me, especially because like I'm like you, I'm in charge of the group. I usually get people ready. I'm getting people moving. Like I don't want to be that person. Like I feel dickish just doing that, but like at the same time, I know everyone's gonna get mad at one person if that one person can't get together. So it's like,
Yeah.
okay, do I like be a dick to one person or do I let 15 people have a bad vibe? It's like, okay,
Yeah.
I gotta get this one
Yeah.
person's act together so that way the entire group can like, because that person would get ready and they might be a little frustrated, and the second they get to the festival, it's gone. It's gone. But if all 15 people are mad and all 15 people like miss the set they want to see,
Yeah, it's not good.
it's not good. The vibe is off now.
not
The
good.
vibe is
The
off.
vibe is
Like
off
it's
right
off.
away.
It's off, and it's hard to come back.
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah, you
it's
really
just-
can't come back from that.
No. No,
Like, you'll
15
hear
off.
about it
Off. Yeah.
You'll hear about it until the next year. Until
Yeah. No.
something else takes
That or
precedence.
it's like you're not coming. Like we're getting to separate places next time. Like it's like, oh god.
Yeah.
Like now the group's mad. Like everyone's breaking up. It's bad. And it's like things are going horribly now. So yeah. It's tough, but like sometimes you just gotta like be that rave dad of like, come on, we're going. Like let's get going.
And it's like once you assume that position, like you can't really step down because then it's like who else is gonna step up? Like you can't.
Yeah.
You can't really play the game of like I'm just gonna sit back today and like just take a chill pill because then nothing gets done.
Yeah, that's what's so funny was it's hysterical. So last year, 2019 Lost Lands, I like wasn't gonna go. I wasn't gonna go at all. Blah blah blah. And I was put in a group chat of people that were going because they thought I was going, and I was like, I'm not going. Bought my ticket a week before. Obviously now I'm going. So, and I've been in this group chat the whole time, like watching them and like kind of giving them tips, like, hey, like get this and this together, like, but they're just not like nothing is like happening. Nothing's like, so then I'm like a week. I get my ticket that week, and I'm like, hey, I'm going. And they're like, oh yay, and I'm like, yeah. What do we need to do? Like I didn't like skip a beat. I was like, what do we have? What do we not have? Like, let's go. And I remember like within like a day and a half, it was like boom, 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 everything's ready. I'm like, okay, all right, we're taking 2 separate cars. Okay, cool. Like you've got this. Okay, I'm gonna bring this, and then we're gonna put it in this car. Blah blah blah. And then we got there, and like I was in charge of helping set up and get everything ready, and then I was in charge for 2 days, and it was the nicest thing ever. Like day 3, end of the festival. They like all like came up to me and like clapped and like thank you so much, like we really weren't expecting you to come and you really came and you really like helped us and like put this together and you've made this weekend like really fun for everybody. And I was like, guys, it was like and no group has ever done that to me before, and it's not my normal rave fam. It's just like a rave fam that was part of my girlfriend's family, like so it was like that like scenario. And it was just like I was like, guys, like I wasn't expecting that. That was so sweet. They were like, thank you so much. You've done so much for us this weekend. Like blah blah. And I was like, you guys got my heart. Like,
that's so sweet.
I mean, you know what I'm talking about. Like, like when you're doing that, like sometimes the group doesn't recognize it. Like it like, hey, like this only is held together because I'm doing this. Like, but no, it was really sweet. I got really off topic. I kind of forgot what we were talking about.
We were talking about anxiety attacks and overthinking.
Oh yeah, really off topic.
We got really off topic there, but
I mean, I've had them pre-shows that I can remember. I've had them. What's funny is I've had them more on shows than festivals, because from what I remember, yeah, because we would go to a couple shows like big of like on New Year's or something, like where it's like a nice like a night out, and I remember we wanted to get there early, and somebody like showed up an hour late to where we were meeting, and then we had a 45-minute drive to where we were going. So it was like I remember that like was stressing me out because I was like, okay, we're an hour 45 minutes late. Like we're not like 20 minutes, we're not 30 minutes where it's like whatever. Like we're an hour 45 minutes late. Like are we even gonna get in? Like, but yeah.
I've also had some since vibe with Ade started where I get nervous about people coming up and saying hi, which I kind of put it on myself with having a big totem. But that's also been another one where I get like anxious about and get kind of overwhelmed when I think about it.
So like just random people coming up and being like, "Oh my god, I know you from your Instagram," and stuff like that. Oh, interesting. Okay.
Yeah. They'll be like, I watched your videos or like stuff like that. Some people have caught me at good moments, other people's not so much. Meaning like if I'm going to if I'm on my way to go to get food, if I'm on my way to go to the bathroom, those are not the best of times because I'm just like focused on getting food or I'm focused on going to the bathroom. So I remember one girl tweeted at me after Electric Forest that like she tried to say hi to me or something, but like I didn't say it back or like something. And I was like, normally, like I can hear you. Like maybe it was in the loud area. Maybe I was on a mission. She said I like looked at her and just kept walking. And I was like, that doesn't sound like something I do unless I was like on a mission to go get something. But it's like stuff like that because she tweeted at me after that. I was like, okay, well, I don't want that to happen again. Like I don't want people thinking I'm like being rude or anything. So like I've had like anxious moments about that leading up to festivals and stuff. Because I get kind of like socially awkward sometimes. Unless I've had like a drink or two in me.
That confidence just comes right out. It's just like, yeah, let's go.
Yep, we're good.
That's so funny to me when I have friends like that like if you were to put them out in the situation normally, you know, they're just like, oh, hi, like, hey, what's up? And like they get like 2-3 drinks in, they're like, hey, like, what's your name? Like, what's going on? It's like, oh, whoa, like, where did you come from? Like, out of nowhere. Yeah. And then I have other friends that are the exact opposite. Sober, can do every, you know, talk to anybody, don't give a flying fuck. And then you get like 2 or 3 drinks in it, and they're just chilling. They're just like, oh, hey, what's up? Like they want to stay in their group drunk. They just don't talk to anybody to stay in their group drunk. It's kind of funny. It's weird to see how that like switches and stuff with people.
Yeah.
But
that's funny.
What else was there in this? We talked a lot about like that. They hit everything I wanted to hit on this.
Yeah, I think so too.
EDC Orlando, great vibe. It really was. Did you go to that? No.
Regret.
Oh, okay.
Where was I? Think I was
the way you said that. I was like,
I was at Seismic Dance Event, I think, in Austin. I really wanted to go because the lineup was really stacked, but I had free tickets already to this house and techno festival in Austin.
You're more of a house person, anyways, so probably like that.
The house at EDCO was also pretty stacked, so I want to go maybe next year, but I think Seismic Dance Event also I don't know why Seismic keeps on doing this, but they keep on putting their festival dates the same weekend as like EDC, and I'm like, why are you doing that? I want to go to both.
Oh, that's so funny. Like that's it then. I guess.
I think that's good.
Close us out.
Yeah, I think we're good. Thanks for submitting the story, that feel-good story. If you guys have any more stories, feel free to submit them. Don't forget to rate, review, subscribe, and all that jazz. And yeah, submit your stories to our social media. We have like a link there for you guys to submit those stories anonymously. We need some more stories. We want some crazy ones.
I want
some
crazy.
Funny. We want some crazy.
Want some crazy stories.
The most wild thing you've ever seen. Hit them with us. So.
We're done.
Thanks again for tuning in, and we will see you guys in the next one.
Peace.
Bye.